Welcome back, True Seeker. Want to talk about the Yankees trading for Andrew McCutchen, getting him from the San Francisco Giants on August 31st, 2018. That was the trade deadline for Major League Baseball this year. A date where the contenders are making their big moves with the hope of getting to the World Series. And the numerology was fitting for World Series hopefuls. August 31st, 18, a date with 57 numerology. In Gematria, World Series equals 57, a number we talk about year after year in connection to the World Series, sometimes even in regards to tragedies. A few years ago, it was Dave Henderson dropping dead 57 days after the World Series where the Royals beat the Mets, and the name Henderson equals 57 like World Series. He was part of the riddle, having played against the Mets the last time they were in the World Series. Anyhow, the Yankees got Mr. McCutchen. He wears the number 26, very special number to this study of letters and numbers. For people new here, there's a reason there's 26 letters in the English alphabet. The code of letters and numbers comes from Kabbalah, which has the core belief that God created the world by merging the letter with the number. The word God in Gematria equals 26. The word letter equals 26. Again, 26 letters in the English alphabet. The Yankees, this pinnacle sports franchise, and how fitting that that name has the Gematria 26. For a lot of men in this world, especially from generations past, the Yankees might as well have been God. That includes people like my dad. There is nothing my dad loves more in this world than the Yankees. And even he'd tell you that. Further, New York Yankees have the Gematria of 65. Look at the Gematria of Andrew McCutchen, 65. The man who wears 26. Now, he just got traded before the 114th World Series, and he just came over from the San Francisco Giants. San Francisco Giants has Gematria of 114, 114th World Series upcoming. In case you missed my work on Barry Bonds' retirement by the Giants the night they played Pittsburgh, his old team, I just want to remind you. He turned 54 years old July 24th, right? He got his jersey retired with the Giants this year, and in a ritual lined up with the upcoming 114th World Series. Now look, they retired his jersey August 11th, a date that can be written 11/8 like 118. Barry Bonds equals 118. They retired his jersey 18 days after his 54th birthday. And look at the name Bonds. 54 with the alphabetic order, 18 with the alphabetic order and rules of numerology, the exact same as baseball. Look at baseball in the four base ciphers. 54, 18, 162, like the number of games in a season, and 54. In case you're new here, the dark green is the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z is 26. The dark blue is the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. So A still 1, B still 2, C still 3. Where it changes is when you get to J, the 10th letter. Instead of J being 10, you take the numerology of 10, which is 1 plus 0 is 1. The next letter K is not 11 in this cipher, it's 2, because 11 is 1 plus 1 is 2. L is not 12, it's 1 plus 2 is 3. You make each letter a single-digit number. Reverse ordinals, flipping the alphabetic order around. You make Z1, you count up to A as 26. Baseball sums to 162 that way. If you write out Major League Baseball and just use the alphabetic order, it sums to 162. If you write out Major League, it sums to 108, like the number of double stitches on a baseball. The reason the Cubs broke the 108-year curse, which was all part of a script. Major League sums to 45 with the alphabetic order and rules of numerology. The Cubs hadn't been in the World Series since 45 until they broke the 108-year curse in the 112th World Series. Mathematics equals 112. Geometry equals 108. Anyway, baseball also 54 when you flip the alphabetic order around and use the rules of numerology. That's what the last cipher is, the one that's the light blue color. So anyway, Barry Bonds gets his jersey retired by the numbers. His retirement came 73 days before the start of the 114th World Series. That's the record number of home runs he hit in a season with the San Francisco Giants, 73, which might remind you of Steph Curry, born on the 73rd day of the year, playing in the Bay Area, and having those record 73 wins. Keep in mind, next NBA season is going to be the 73rd NBA season. Number's going to be hot next year. I won't be surprised if Steph Curry scores 73 points in a game. Anyway, the date of that retirement was a date with 57 date numerology as well. Little World Series tribute. It was synced up with the World Series. Bonds wears the number 25, had it retired with the Giants, 25. Just like how Odell Beckham's 25 years old, got his big contract with the Giants at age 25. 70 days before his birthday. Giants equals 70 with the alphabetic order. What was funny about this game is the Pirates won it. The Pirates got their 61st win after the retirement of Bond's jersey. His old team is the Pirates. And if you know baseball, you know about Roger Maris setting the home run record with 61 home runs in 1961. 61's the 18th prime number, bringing us back to baseball, bringing us back to Bonds, who got his jersey retired 18 days after his 54th birthday. And isn't it amazing just the way it all lines up? The only reason any of this stuff is possible is because everything in the world of sports is planned before these people even enter the league. Consider Barry Bonds. His father, Bobby Bonds, was a major league ball player. Everything is planned to a T. Everything is executed perfectly by this code. And it is mind-blowing, but this is the way it is. So anyway, coming back to Andrew McCutchen, a bunch of things are jumping out here. If you know my work, we always talk about 39 in New York. Look at how they wrote this paragraph about him going to the Yankees. He was more than 3,000 miles away from his wife and 9-month-old. Do you think that's a coincidence? 3 and 9, New York 39, NY 39, NYC 39. This trade was August 31st, 8 plus 31, 39. Big move for New York. Other things that jump out, I just wrote it down here. I meant to put it up here, but here, I'll just show you. The World Series starts October 23rd, right? From August 31st to the start of the World Series, October, is a span of 54 days. 54 days here. The baseball number, you know. Big move. So, just wanted you to see that. Another example of how sports news is made by the numbers, by this perfect code. Another thing that jumps out is his birthday is October 10th, 10/10. His birthday's 13 days before the start of the World Series, right? 13. From the date of the move to the date of his birthday is a span of 41 days. 41. 41's the 13th prime. So that's also interesting. You know, a lot of riddles here with this year's World Series. Because I was working so much from March through the end of June, I have not been able to pay attention to baseball like I have in years past. And I've missed a lot of major stories, the type of stories that foretell what's coming with the World Series. For a clue, something to look for, September 8th. Show you what's interesting about September 8th. Pay attention to what happens September 8th. It might give us the clue to size up what the World Series is going to be. Based on what I've seen, that riddle out of Los Angeles with the Cleveland National Forest fire, that one's hard to overlook. And if you missed that, go back and see my video. I think it's on Gematria Effect News. The Cleveland National Forest fire and the riddle there with the World Series. Don't forget, last year I called the World Series Astros over the Dodgers based on the flood and the fires that were both manufactured events. We live in a mad world, mad science. The people that control sports, they control your government and military. These people do crazy things ritualistically. But anyway, September 8th. Once upon a time, that's the date Mark McGwire set the home run record. And I'll show you why. But notice September 8th is the day leaving 114 days left in the year. Again, the 114th World Series upcoming. Notice it's the 251st day of the year. On Gematrinator, there's a thing under Tools that's number properties. Again, September 8th is the 251st day of the year. If you go to number properties and put in 251, it'll tell you some things about that number. And what I know about that number, if I can get this thing to load, what in the world? Well, normally it works perfectly. I don't know what's going on today. Let me see if it's having better luck on Chrome. What in the world? 251 is the 54th prime number. And if you go to gematrinator.com, it's probably going to work swell for you right now. You'll see it is the 54th prime. And again, that's the baseball number. So definitely watching for what we see in scores on September 8th. If I see an American League team win 11-4 and a National League team win 11-4, I'm not going to overlook that, if you know what I'm saying. Hold on. I really do want to get this to work, though, even though it's extending this video time, and I know people want to watch videos that are 5 minutes or less. That's not the website. This computer I've had since, I've lost track of time, but it's getting to that age where it starts to run slower. That planned obsolescence. They want you to go out and buy the new one. I don't want to buy any more, though. I just want this one to work. Come on, baby. All of a sudden, having some issues here. All right, try out Gematria.com. Normally it works great. I don't know what's going on right now. But 251 is the 54th prime. Remember September 8th. It's just days away. I think we're going to see some big clues. All right, until next time. Encore. I've said it before, I'll say it again. When the Yankees won their 26th World Series, the date was October 26th in the year 2000. The 26th on the 26th for the Yankees, which equals 26. Scripted sports by the numbers.